Fresh unrest has erupted in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir with large-scale protests challenging the Pakistani administration over rising inflation, governance concerns and political rights. At least 11 people were killed after Pakistani security forces opened fire on protesters linked to the Joint Awami Action Committee. The protests are emerging as one of the biggest expressions of public anger in the region in the recent times. Demonstrators are voicing anger over soaring inflation, rising utility costs and what they describe as long-standing governance failures. The protests are being organized across multiple districts with local activist groups calling the marches and sit-ins to press their demands. Residents say that the increasing cost of living has made daily life difficult, while unemployment and economic uncertainty continue to fuel public frustration. Reports also suggest that restrictions have been imposed on mobile internet services in an effort to prevent unrest from spreading. Protest organizers have accused the administration of attempting to suppress dissent through restrictions and heightened security measures. Beyond economic issues, the protests have also taken on a political dimension. Demonstrators are demanding greater accountability, improved governance and reforms related to political representation in the region. Many argue that their concerns have remained unaddressed for years, leading to the growing resentment against the administration. The unrest follows earlier violent confrontations in the region that reportedly left several people dead and dozens injured, highlighting the volatile nature of the situation. With public anger continuing to build, fears remain that further escalation could trigger fresh clashes between protesters and security forces. The unrest in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is now drawing international attention. Amid escalating protests and a growing security crackdown, more than 50 British members of parliament have reportedly written to the UK government urging it to intervene diplomatically in the situation. In their letter, the lawmakers have expressed concerns over the deteriorating situation in the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and has urged government to intervene as soon as possible. The lawmakers has urged the British government to use all available diplomatic channels to support the de-escalation and prevent further violence. They has also called for immediate lifting of restrictions and blockades imposed in the region. With tensions showing little sign of easing, the situation in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is increasingly becoming a subject of international concern, placing additional pressure on authorities to find a peaceful way forward. I am being joined by Major General A.K. Sivaj. He's a defense and a geopolitical expert. Thank you so much, Major General, for joining me on the broadcast. The first question that I want to ask you is that Asim Munir and the Pakistan Army has turned a civil protest into one of the deadliest bloodbath in the region. Would you agree to that, Major General?
No doubt about it, Nancy. As far as PoK and Gilgit Pakistan is concerned,
Right.
the people are on the roads. They're in Muzaffarabad, Mirpur, Jhangar, Dadnial, Bagh, Kotli, Pakistan, Punch and Rawalkot. People are basically want a proper governance because there is a corruption, there is a misgovernance, there is inflation, there is unemployment. People have not got the pay for last 2 years and the pension has not been distributed almost about 3 years. So now enough is enough. People are on the road. But as far as Pakistan Army and Rangers are concerned, they have used extra force. They have killed more than 30 people and injured 200 of them. The point which is coming is that after they have illegally annexed PoK and Gilgit Pakistan in August 47, this has been always taken as a second-class citizen. People have been maltreated. You remember that the main river, which is the Neelam river, which we in India call it Krishna Ganga, that has been diverted from PoK to Punjab. And same way the Mangla Dam where electricity is produced, first which is there in PoK, the first electricity goes to basically in Punjab, then it comes to back to PoK with almost 10 times more the rate which has to be paid by a normal Pakistani in any other province. So the point today is that enough is enough. People are now agitating against the government of the day and they are saying that they are fed up with the misgovernance and corruption. They want to join India. Now that's the main reason. Now why they want to join India? Because they are getting information through social media that Indian development has been tremendous. There have been roads which have been constructed. I am medical college. There is a grassroots level democracy of panchayat, and also you find assembly election, Lok Sabha election taking place, and now this Jojila tunnel has been made. So they are seeing all these things. Where is POJK and where is India, Jammu and Kashmir, which has progressed tremendously. So this
Right.
is the genuine demand of people of POJK and Gilgit Baltistan that they want to join India. Two, three things more one has to say it, that the Pakistan army has been always known of using a maximum force. What's happening in Balochistan, the freedom struggle is there. People again coming on the road. BLA is becoming very, very today effective. They are agitating and they are fighting a freedom struggle. What's happening? Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, there the TTP is becoming very, very strong and they are challenging the authority of Pakistan. So the point is that as on today there is a political instability, economic crisis, and terrorism increasing manifold. There are chances of Pakistan slipping into a civil war. And if that happens, then Pakistan will break into four. That's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Balochistan, Sindh and Punjab, and POJK and Gilgit Baltistan, which is legally a part of India, will join it. This is seemingly looks to me, because the way things are totally fanning out, there's nothing in control of Pakistan government.
That's right, Major General. But I also wanted to ask you that, when a time when Pakistan is going out and trying to play the role of the peacemaker between US and Iran and trying to put itself as somebody who can negotiate between a war, I think it's high time for Pakistan to now go back and look at home and address basic demands of the people, because the reason for the protest is very basic. They are done with the corruption, they are done with the misgovernance, they just want proper electricity, proper utility. It's high time for Pakistan to look back at home rather than, keeping the administration busy in mediating and making peace efforts in a war that has nothing to do with it.
Absolutely correct. Nancy, well said, and there's no denying the fact. Pakistan must look inside. Today there is a turmoil, and it's not only that the terrorism increasing manifold. I still remember that in 2013, when Hillary Clinton came in 2013, when as a Secretary of State, she warned Pakistan, if you have snakes in your courtyard and you think they will bite your neighbor, one day they will bite you. This TTP has not come from heaven. It has
Right.
been created in Pakistan madrasa. So whatever is happening in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is self-creation. They are having a problem with Afghanistan. The Taliban government is not recognized during line. Pashtun don't want to join Pakistan. They want to join Afghanistan. They want to bring Sharia law. Balochistan Liberation Army is fighting a freedom struggle in Balochistan. So anywhere and everywhere you find there is a problem which is occurring in Pakistan. But Pakistan, rather than solving that, it is now diverted attention that so-called acting as a messenger between Iran and US. And I don't think they are capable of doing anything there. They must concentrate what's happening in their country. There is a human right violence taking place, and people are saying that. It is not only that it is in UK that people are coming on the street and now start telling to the government of UK that they must also do something what's happening in as far as PoK is concerned. So there is no denying the fact. The why it is happening in Pakistan is, see, everyone know there is, every country has army, but in Pakistan army has a country. The power does not flow from Islamabad, it flows from General Headquarters Rawalpindi. And Pakistan army is used a brutal force against own civilians. They can kill anyone, they are not accounted for. Same thing they did in Balochistan. 20,000 people were, disappeared. They have been taken into a concentration camp. And same thing happening in POK. Unfortunately, nothing is being done by Pakistan government. And that's why people are fed up of misgovernance, corruption, and you find inflation there. And you find that people now are fighting a last battle. They say this is do and die. And I'm sure things will happen now, one or the other way, because they don't want to stay with Pakistan for no other reason. They feel that there is total misgovernance and they have been considered as a second class citizen. No development has taken place in POJK, and especially when they compare it with Pakistan Punjab. So their demands are genuine, and this time they are do and die, and they say that we are not going to go back. We will ask for a merger with India. And I think that's a very fair and genuine demand, because it's happening due to illegal occupation and misgovernance and corruption of the highest order which is taking place in Pakistan.
A bit, Major General, I also want to talk about Asim Munir, and we have seen that most of the decisions in Pakistan's diplomacy and most of the things that are centered around Asim Munir and is obviously growing bonhomie with Donald Trump as well. After this incident and the deadly crackdown by the army, do you think that now questions are now being raised over how Asim Munir is handling the dissent in its own field?
Absolutely correct. See, Nancy, what's happening is, as far as US is concerned, they are least bothered. You know, the point is that out of almost 77 years of Pakistan independence, majority of time it has been ruled by Pakistan army. And if they have not been ruled by Pakistan army, they rule it from behind. And this time they have realized it, that enjoy all authority without responsibility. So as far as Pakistan is concerned, US always make use of Pakistan and they feel more comfortable when army is in rule. As on today, if you see, Donald Trump is praising Asim Munir. And who is Asim Munir? He is only the chief army staff. If it is a democratic country, he must able to speak to Shehbaz Sharif. But that's not happen in Pakistan. Everyone knows the actual power flows from Rawalpindi rather than Islamabad. It is the Asim Munir who called the shot. But unfortunately, that he is not at all interested in governance. They just want to increase the wealth of Pakistan army. Remember that PoK foundation which is there is running a parallel government of $120 billion is their budget. They make cement to Colgate, real estate to bank. So unfortunately, the Pakistan is in doldrum. And as far as US concerned, it really doesn't bother them. What it bothers them as to how can they make use of Pakistan, whether Pakistan give them bases or whether Pakistan act as a messenger between US or Iran, or Pakistan able to give them a real-time intelligence. I think these are the only things which Pakistan be used by US, but US is not interested whether there is an army rule or whether there is a democracy. They least bother, they just bother what suits as far as American national interest.